get all the crusty sounds out. Do you want to drink your water bottle? Haley was like, I don't need a drink. I've got my water bottle. Show us what it's going to sound like when you have some of your water. It's so annoying.
Keep it there for later.
I was like, you're not having that on my podcast. But also, I'm a little bit antsy when it comes to sound, aren't I? Let's see what my Diet Coke sounds like. Wow, so silent.
The swallow, though.
Well,
I actually have branding from Diet Coke, so I don't have to have a Diet Coke.
you have branding.
You don't.
Not yet. Let's not ruin my chances. Does that look even, like my ratio to your ratio on the camera?
Yeah, I
Like,
think so.
We look like we're centered?
We just look like different because I have this.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, we are...
Like white and dark.
Okay, well, I'm doing my best. Because the alternative, I've thought about this. I'm like, the alternative is that we face the other way, and then there's these, like, big wardrobe things in the background. So, I think what
and
I'm
the lighting isn't right to put it here. Like
yeah,
here.
like, you can't have it, like, I could have it backlit, but then I need, like, extra additional lights on us, because then we'll be, like, shadows.
There's already a lot happening in here.
You know, and I just think it's really interesting that you're coming in here and critiquing the visual side of the podcast.
I think you asked the question. And actually, it all started with my water bottle, so I just was staying hydrated.
Like, the visuals of this podcast is the least of what I've struggled with, but, like, let's just add it to the list. We might as well.
I think you need to do a spin to see.
Maybe I just need to sell my house and buy a house that's bigger and better for a podcast.
That sounds easier.
Dan's coming to my house tonight. Did you know this?
For real?
Yeah, he's coming to look at my whippersnipper. He's like...
Is he then doing your whippersnippering?
That's usually the way it goes.
Yeah.
I'll
just have to confirm what time we'll be home for dinner. Can you let me know?
Yeah. He's just the neighborhood husband at this stage. But I've just, like, let him know that I'm pretty sure it's the proportions of the oil to petrol ratio, and disclaimer, that wasn't me that put those in that time.
Didn't he
The
tell
last
you
time.
that on the weekend and you said that's more than I have capacity for right now?
No, I said that to him, and he was like, I think it's just the whippersnipper. And I said, no, I'm pretty sure it's because you've put the wrong proportions.
Also, if he was here, he'd say, do I really sound like that?
He'll listen
In my
back.
head, sometimes you do.
That's the tricky part about having a podcast, is that you have to wait for people to give their thoughts to you after you, like, launch the podcast. And by then, I'm like, I don't know why I said that. I was
No, like I say it to him, but I'll say it. This is what you said, and then I put the voice on it. And he say, "Do I really sound like that?"
Did I do that voice? That's just what he sounds like, though.
In our heads, right? Like, no, obviously you don't sound like that. But when you're annoying, you do.
Your voice changes when you're annoying.
We love Dan.
Oh, bless him. Bless his cottons. So what do you have on this week?
Just the usual. Dan was supposed to have basketball last night, but he's still hurt. And then tonight Felix has tennis. And then tomorrow night Grace has basketball and then choir practice for church. And then I have basketball, and then I'm going to go get her from choir practice. And then Thursday and Friday are usually pretty quiet.
That's nice. You need that time to rejuvenate.
Yeah, and then it's Saturday.
Usually Thursdays or Fridays.
Actually,
you cook me
Thursday
dinner.
this week though we have life group,
Oh, true.
and then Friday we have nothing. I think.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna invite me over for dinner on Friday night?
Are you free? You're so busy.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I literally looked
Sure.
at my
Our
schedule.
only one free night this week. Let's have you over.
No, you're busy. Dan's gonna be like, thanks for reminding yourself. He does make great pizzas though. If I can put a request.
We actually haven't had them in a while.
So I want to talk about my facial that I got the other day. Because we didn't really have time to talk about it.
No.
Because you came over and we were putting together some IKEA furniture. Or what was it? Bunnings rack. So obviously it's like the end of the wedding season. And I shot my last wedding of the year on Saturday.
Do we clap into here?
Yeah. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to get a massage and a facial. And remedial massages that I could find out, like, you know, Ollie, can you please leave that alone? At like good quality clinics and like parlors that aren't just like the dodgy, like little Chinese places in like the shopping centers, because we both know I've had not great experiences at those. It was like $100, and it's so like a girl mathed it,
Yeah.
and I was like, well,
That's your strong suit.
yeah. So the regular price of both a facial and a massage was $250, but they had a Tuesday deal, and it was a Tuesday, and so I could get both of those for $200.
Okay.
So I really was saving money.
Sure.
By getting the both of them.
Yeah.
And you told me to get a massage at DOULA. So once I have this conversation, I'm like locked into that place because I've like agreed to that in my head.
Okay.
And with you.
Sure. I don't know this though.
No, because you said you should go to DOULA.
No, but I don't know. You're locked in. It was
no.
just an idea, right? Like, is that what you mean? I just gave you an idea.
Yeah, but then I committed to it.
Okay.
And I was like, that's what I have to do. I'm really realizing a lot about how my brain works in the last couple of weeks, and I'm considering getting like a formal diagnosis of ADHD, but I don't know if it's ADHD or maybe OCD, because once I have my mind set on something, I can't change it. Like I can, but I would feel like Olive, come here. Olive, for instance, was meant to be this little black, like this is the dog that I wanted, a little red and white border collie, and I was gonna name it Peanut because it was gonna be a boy, and then I almost got like
a Jack Russell.
I almost got like someone told me, oh, I've got border collies for sale. They like my dog just had puppies, and they're just like Kelpie cross. I'm like, yeah, wicked. And then they just never kept growing. They just stayed little. And Dan was the one that was like, I'm pretty sure they're Jack Russells because there was a Jack Russell dog that was roaming around this yard. Anyways. So then it took me so long to come to terms with the fact that I'm like, okay, if I get that dog, because I had this like one picked out that was Olive 1.0, we call her, and it was cute, but it was like black and white, short haired Jack Russell, not long hair, red and white border collie boy. And I remember talking to you about it, and you were like, Kenzie, maybe God just brought that dog into your life because that's the one that you're meant to have. And so then I'm like, well, this is
to argue with that. We don't know. I don't know why you're getting a Jack Russell after that's not what you wanted.
but then I shot this wedding, and then I met Olive's brother's parents now, and they were the couple that I was photographing for. But like, I couldn't steer away from the fact that I was meant to have a red and white. Like, I made a Pinterest board about it, and I was like, that was the plan. Anyway, so I ended up not getting the Jack Russell. And then I got Olive, and the only negotiable was that she was a girl and not a boy. And I didn't really care about having a boy dog or a girl dog. I just was kind of more set on the name being Peanut. But then we have Olive, and she doesn't look like a peanut at all, does she?
No, but you could have a Peanut still.
Yeah, maybe
also,
Peanut.
I think it's really funny that that's happened twice in our family. That happened to Britt and Austin also with their dog. Got told it was a Maltese poodle, but it was 100% a Chihuahua.
Yeah, Corgi cross.
Yeah.
I'm going to link.
Like, and the person breeding that dog definitely knew it was not what they asked for, but they were like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, because they lived
Is that going to get us the sale?
Literally. Yeah. They were like $500, and whoever, I think we were talking about this when I was in Arizona last. They were like, if they had someone come out to them and said, is this a Labrador? They'd be like, yes.
Yeah. German Shepherd? Mm-hmm.
It's whatever you want it to be, hombre. They were living, like, Arizona is, like, right. Does it share a border with Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you can cross the border from where they're living. And so there's just chihuahuas everywhere. Like, I just imagine it to be, like, a chihuahua haven. And so, like, they go for, like, 1 cent. You buy 4, get 1 free.
Yeah, and then go across the border and you sell them for $500 each.
As Shih Tzus. Rebrand.
Huskies, whatever you want.
I'm going to link a photo of Leo and Olive because they literally look like they could be cousins.
But also Leo and Mally because Mally is what they thought they were getting.
Yeah, which is your original dog. That's the better comparison.
That's very funny.
Anyways, all that to say, I couldn't stop hyperfixating on the fact that I was getting a massage in DOULA after having one conversation about this being an idea. And so I went there, and when I walked in, Olive, can you stop, please? Stop making that noise.
You're not allowed to make noise, Olive. We can hear that.
She might as well be drinking
have any
water.
water.
So, when I walked in, well, first of all, when I made
Why do her ears look like you crimped them also? That hair looks like you had one of those, like, big, you know those crimpers?
Yeah.
It's to do for that.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Cute. So when I walked in, when I made the appointment, I called, and it felt like a movie. In the way I was like, hey, my name is Mackenzie. I'm just letting you know I have an appointment at this time, and I had some questions I need to ask that I won't get into. And she and she was like, hello.
Oh, like Friends.
And yeah. Who was it? She was like,
through the glass doors.
Is this how you really talk? Like, literally. And I was like, yeah. So anyways, and then she was like, no worries, Mackenzie. We'll see you then. And I was like, I think I was trying to change the time. And she's like, I have a 1:45 instead of 1:30. I'm like, that doesn't really help. I was trying to get it like an hour later. Anyways. And so that's how it started. I walked in, and I was like, after like a fitness walk with my friend Daniela for like 2 hours, I was like hyped up. My adrenaline was pumping. I was like, what up, Monique? And she was like, hello, welcome. Am I speaking to an AI bot here? Anyway, so they take me out the back, and before the thing even started, she took these photos, and I had to put what day was that? What did I say? Tuesday. I had to put my chin up to like this camera through a little box. Have you ever had a massage or a facial at DOULA?
I've had a massage, but I've never had to put my face in anything.
Except for like that hole.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it. So you're gonna die.
You took a photo of yourself?
So they had me, it was like a light box, put my head in, close my eyes, and
Have you had to do this before?
No.
Okay.
This is a first time experience. So she said, she's like, okay, just put your head in, and then we'll take photos, and it'll just give us a clearer idea about your skin complexion and the target issues that we can help you with. And I'm like, this is a one-time thing. Like, this cost me $200. I'm probably not going to do this like once a week.
Headshots though.
Yeah.
Headshots for your podcast.
I don't know. I don't know if this is the photo I want, but now it's going to be the little square that pops up for the podcast episode. So she took a photo in like blue, and then she took a photo that was just like the red spots in my face, and I was like, this is a very humbling experience already. And then she showed me the sensitivity one. This is what it looked like. Oh my gosh.
It's so scary.
I know. Imagine being me. I'll link it. You guys can see. I was like, what's that little bun on my head?
I thought you were wearing a headband.
That was free. That was a free add-on. That looks like year 8 me before I used to wear makeup, and
but then somebody got your face and skinned it. That is so scary.
I know. I was like, I'm going to have to take a photo of that, Monique, because I need people to make fun of me with me. It's my love language. So, anyways, and then, yeah, I got the facial, and she, like, you know when they tell you to take your clothes off, and you're just laying there, and she's like, I'll just give you a few minutes. Sorry. I'll just give you a few minutes to take your clothes off, and you can lay face down. Put the towel over you as best as you can, and I'll be back. And, like, there's, like, rainfall.
Was she your therapist?
Like,
or she
emotional?
Like, your massage therapy.
Yeah. So, I didn't talk about my feelings, if that's what you're asking. I could have after that photo, though.
That was the idea. They show you
She's
that.
Like, why are you crying? I was like, I came here to feel better. What's going on? So, anyways, then, I laid down. I, like, performed the task. And I was like, all right, my face is in the hole. Let's go. And I waited for, like, another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, she's gotten distracted or something. She came in. She knocked. She goes, are you all ready? I'm like, it's been 14 years. Like, can I flip over now?
Now I actually look like that because I'm dead.
It's like a weird dream. And then, like, massage is great. Facial, like, fine. And then, I've got something in my eye. And then she's like, okay, like, I'm going to just let you put your clothes back on. How are you feeling? And then at this stage, because, like, at the end of the massage, you're matching their vibe now because they've, like, injected you. So now I'm like, I'm feeling good. Thank you, Monique.
You should have her on the podcast.
So, anyway, she's like, I'm going to leave again.
I
was like, God, no, not again. Not this again. Everyone I love always leaves. Why? Then she was my therapist.
Like, aha, that's what I was looking for.
So she's like, I'll come back in and I'll talk to you about, like, the results. Oh, that's the part.
I hate that part.
A part I missed was that she was like putting my hair up and stuff, and then I'm like, my eyes are closed, and I just feel like it was like, it felt like a stamp on my head. It was like metal, and she just held it there, and I was like, what is that? And she's like, oh, I said, are you taking my temperature? And she said, no, it tells me, like, how hydrated your skin is. I said, oh, well, how is it? And she's like, it's 26. And I said, out of what? And she goes, 60. I'm like, oh, goodness, no wonder my photo looks like that.
When they're weird numbers.
I know. Out of 60. That's not the metric system. That's Fahrenheit.
You don't have to be good at math to know that doesn't make sense.
No, and I'm not. Anyway, so then she retook it at the end, but because I was feeling so zen, I didn't really want to talk. Stamped me again and then, like, walked out. And then the lady called me once I was on my way home, and she was like, hello, I'm calling from the front desk. I've forgotten to charge you for the additional foot massage you paid for. And I was like, oh, yeah, no worries. Like, did you need my card number? She goes, no, I've got it on file. And I was like, so you just have to click it? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, you probably could have done this without the phone call, but whatever. I was like, wait, what was my number? When she redid my hydration number. And she said 34. And I was like, I don't think that was worth $100 worth of facial. I was like, your numbers were 70. That's what I was expecting. Like, hydration queen. I win. I won the facial, but I didn't.
No. But then that's just what they put in on the day. So then when you walk away today, it's probably back to 20.
I was like, do I just need to drink more water? And she's like, yeah, or your, like, skincare routine. And I was like, I've got one. Like, it's not I do my facial stuff like
Yeah.
every night. So
Don't do anything. Numbers would be 16.
probably because they're not trying to scam you. Yeah, but I luckily didn't buy anything because I'm like, all right, so I actually ended up like leaving myself, and like I came out of the room. I timed it. It was 8 minutes I was in that room.
Oh, you just left.
Fully clothed.
Yeah.
And I was like, I gotta get out of here. And so I like walked out. I felt like I was like sneaking out of class, and I was like, I'm so sorry.
Prison.
So sorry, I just have to get going. And she was like, oh, no worries. Feel free to look at our skincare line. And I was like, no, thank you. And then I left. So
No, thank you.
no, thank you.
I feel like you always have a story when you leave those places.
I always have a story when I leave the house.
Well, just anywhere. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. I saw a goat at the vet this morning. Did I send that? Oh, no, it was on my Instagram. Yeah, I thought Olive was going to have to get her leg amputated because she had a limp. Yeah. Is that what you meant about the doggy wheelchair?
As a crutches. But yeah.
Crutches, yeah.
I did picture a wheelchair.
But we walked in and, like, yeah,
Sorry.
someone the other day said, like, I don't know if everything happens for a reason, but I think that God makes everything that happens. What did she say?
Someone at the vet said this?
No, Elise from church. She said, I don't know if I believe that everything happens for a reason, but I believe that God makes everything good and uses every situation. Yeah. And that situation, I feel like he used that as a way for Olive just to be so happy because she loved seeing that goat. Like, she was meant to prick her little paw so that she could meet a goat for the first time.
She was just excited?
Yeah, its name was like Doug or something. She was like,
why was it at the vet?
I don't know. I hope he's okay.
Oh, Doug.
Little Dougie. Yeah, so that was an experience. And then we came home. I went to the grocery store, actually. And then,
You went back to the grocery store again today?
mm-hmm. When did I go there last?
Yesterday?
Oh, that was just to get, like, the toast and stuff from Foodland. Because I didn't, like, you know, like, I love supporting local. Is that local? Like, is that owned by a local person?
Sure.
Anyways, happy to shop there, like, for, like, the little pick-me-up things, like the milk and bread, but not my full shop.
Oh, you did other shopping somewhere else?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you went back there.
No, I went to Aldi
Ah.
and got some, like a bag of spinach, $3. That it was, like, massive. So, you can't get that at Foodland.
No.
Sorry, Foodlanders.
They're the people that live there or work there or shop there.
They're like, yeah, that's like a nationality, the Foodlanders.
Yeah.
They speak another language there. My throat just gurgled. I wonder if you can hear that.
It's just really risky to drink anything, I think.
I know, especially bubbles. Anyways, let's talk about your doula stuff.
Okay.
So, what is a doula?
It's a support person through this. What I do is birth or postpartum, but there's lots of different doulas.
Yeah, like Patricia was a death doula.
Yeah. So it's really just a support person. So I don't have any medical training, but I have experience from having my own kids and helping my friends through postpartum.
Yeah, for sure. Who's someone that would usually like hire a doula, do you think?
Probably someone that I think just somebody who I was just talking to Ellen about this actually, just someone who has done their research, and the more people you have on your side, as in, I said to her, it's not like you're going in for battle, but sometimes it can be feel like that.
Yeah.
So it's just the more people you have on your side and the more people you can share your plan, your birth plan, or your wants, like the better your outcome.
Right.
From getting into a place where you're vulnerable and maybe you just are so tired or you're, scared. Somebody who can just be, that's if you're in the birth space, I suppose. And then,
someone that can advocate for you when you can't,
and just
when you
sort
don't
of
feel like
know-
confident to communicate yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And like ultimately I can't make decisions for anybody, but I could just remind them like, oh, isn't this what was in your birth plan, or is this what you still want? Or and I think for women especially, to have somebody, if you didn't want your family, like you didn't want your mom or your mother-in-law or whatever, or your sister, and you have your husband, and then you have a doula, somebody who's separate from that space, can hold that space for you in a different way, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. Because those people that are so close to you are probably wrapped up in it emotionally as well, so might forget those things too. So
yeah, and don't you not, and maybe, and specifically, I think woman to woman, like your husband can be supportive as he can be, but he hasn't been through it. Whereas you have somebody who has experience in birthing a child or being in that state, at least laboring, even if they haven't naturally birthed any babies. And
you start that support before the actual birth. It's not like you just rock up on the day. So you build that relationship and rapport so that you become someone that is trusted in that space as well.
Yeah. Like there's different ways, I guess, that you can, I think for me, I just keep it flexible. Like people shop around and they're like, send me your packages. I'm like, okay. But also I always make sure I write in the email, like my packages are so flexible because every woman is so different and every need is so different. So here's my packages and here's what I've written dot points for, but also can be whatever you need it to be, and we can just work together because I find it really hard to put, like, I'm sure you're the same. Every wedding's different. Even though you know the key points of what's going to happen.
You can't, but you can't account for, I'll be there to, you know, get your bag from the back room if you're in a rush and need to go to the hospital, or I'll go around and like pick up the charging points or like your phone cables or whatever, and get everything, because you would do that, but you're not going to write that in your service. You're not going to be like, I will talk to your mom while you'd actually prefer that she's not in the room while you're giving birth, or you know what I mean? Like
keep up that communication. Like it just and I think until you've been through it, you don't really know that either. So for first time moms, it is, you're just reading the dot points and you're like, okay, well this person offers that and this person doesn't, but it's not really the case. And you don't have that over an email where you're like, what's your package? It's like you need that next step, you need that conversation. And like a meeting, because you as a person, who you are and what your heart is made of is not comparable to the next person. Like, and how you can support one person, like you're a perfect fit for one person, and then someone else might be a perfect fit for someone else, and that's fine. And like it takes, I think, just the more support you have in that space, the better your outcome, the better you're gonna feel your experience was. And I think often people walk away from that, or mothers walk away from that experience, and they're so disappointed. That's so sad. And it's isn't like it? The next time then they're prepared, but it's almost like do the prep work before you have your first baby, because there's so many resources. And I try to tell women that, like, just do your research, because I don't feel like I necessarily had that with Grace, and if I had that, I think my outcome would have been different. And it wasn't that I couldn't search for it, but it was such a different world. Social media has done so much in 8 years of having her, that if I were to go through that exact same experience today, I don't think I would have ended up where I did. Thankful she's healthy and safe, and that's fine. Like, I am grateful for that, but I think that hospitals play on that too. They're like, well, your vulnerability. You're gonna put your baby in. Like, nobody wants. Do the doctors like make more money if, like, for C-sections? And then they can plan and be like, okay, so Monday, Tuesday I have C-section. Whereas they can't. Not that mine was planned. But yes, they still make more money. Ultimately, it takes like less effort, really, even though it's a surgery. They get more money for it than trying to make sure the outcome is not surgery. I don't know. It's a weird space. And then postpartum wise, like, just, that is just a wild place. It's wild how we have changed things and marketed. Like, there's so many companies that market. I could talk about this for so long, though. Yeah, let's do it. I think it just, I don't know. I think ultimately you have to do what feels right for you. But it's interesting how many things curve that decision. And if we didn't have any noise of any background information, what would feel right to women and a baby? And anyway, I think. What do you think that would look like? I think that we can look at so many different cultures besides our own. Pretty much us and America and New Zealand. Like, maybe, I don't even know New Zealand that well, but like, I know in Australia and America, just because those are two places where, like, I guess we're connected to. It's pretty similar. Like, you know, you spend all this money on getting, like, a room ready for the baby. You get a cot, and it's all aesthetically beautiful, and you get the change table and, you know, the nice dresser drawers and all that stuff the pram and the car seat, and obviously you need a car seat. But sleeping wise, you get like the monitor and sleeping bags, and there's just such a market.
That's so true.
For so many things. And if you dial it back, and like a bassinet for when they first come home, because they can't sleep with you because that's unsafe and they're going to die. And it's like, what mother wants their baby to die? Nobody, obviously.
So then they're putting that guilt on you. You
put that guilt on exactly like from the start, and then you're so tired and your baby won't sleep, and then you accidentally fall asleep and they do die. And that's what, like, not, obviously that's not happened to me, but that happens to women.
Yeah.
Because they're so afraid of falling asleep safely with their baby that they fall asleep by accident.
Right. Okay.
And then that's where the fright comes in. But it's like, well, if you actually did your research, though, and like
how to safely sleep,
and safe sleeping with a newborn baby who doesn't want to be away from you because they've been inside you, growing and hearing your voice every single minute for 9 months.
How scary is that? That they're in like a cold world where they have air and they've never even experienced breathing, and then they're like
put over there while you sleep with your husband. And I follow these co-sleeping pages online, and I know I wasn't like this as a first-time mom either. Like, I wasn't. And when I give people advice, I try and give it from that perspective, because it's so hard to grasp. You're not the same mom you are the third time round as you are the first time. But I think I don't know. And it doesn't work for everybody, and that's fine too. Like, whatever works for you. But I think...
You're advocating for the people that do want that, though.
But just feel guilty that they should.
Yeah, exactly.
They shouldn't, because they don't want to hurt their baby. Mm-hmm. But that's not those two, that's not the options.
Yeah.
You don't either have to put your baby alone by themselves or they die. That's not how, and just biologically, we're the only mammals that put our babies away from us to sleep.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like, I was imagining like a little chimp and how they're just literally attached to their parents until the parents are like, and we're done here.
And the stigma of like, oh, you have to put your baby down. Like, you're spoiling your baby by carrying it. Like, carry my babies all the time. They never put him down. And that was Dan's mom actually told me that when I had Grace. She's like, just hold her all the time.
Yeah.
And it just sometimes takes that one person to be like, you don't have to do that. Mm-hmm. To be like, oh yeah, I actually don't. Like, this is my baby. I get to do what I want to do.
And they're a baby for a minute. And then you're like, why didn't I hold my baby?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
and then and then you have to live with that guilt forever. But it's not guilt that's come from you. It's the pressures of in that moment when you're vulnerable and you don't know, like you said, what's safe and what's not safe. And then that fear also, as like a side note, isn't from God ever. That fear is like, if you're feeling fearful about judgment or, like what people are saying is safe for your child or what, and that doesn't feel like it's right. And you're like, because I feel like so many women would have that intuition that you've had now, that you're like, that's not sitting well with me and I need to figure out why it's not.
Yeah, and having faith like changes that so much, and knowledge is key. So that comes with, I think, knowing the truth, but then also putting in research to be like, okay, well, how can I do this but make it safe?
Yep.
And there's so many ways to do that, and there's so many resources out there. If that's what you want to do, that is an option. That your baby doesn't have to be away from you. Yeah. Your baby gets to be with you and still be safe.
How crazy that there's like an opportunity for a job out there that is telling women that they're allowed to cuddle their babies at night.
And these women have so many followers, and people just being like, I don't know what I would have done. Like, they don't, the thing is that women don't sleep well without their babies. Yeah. That's the other thing. Like, you're still getting up to check them. You still wake up to every single noise on the monitor. Like, you're just on high alert that something's wrong. Whereas when they're close to you, your breathing syncs together. So, like, if anything were to happen, like, I've talked to my friend about this so many times because she's co-slept with all 3 of her kids. And she really probably paved the way for me to feel like that was, like, it takes that one person to be like, this is okay. And then she sent me resources, and I found my own through that. And, but her and I have had so many conversations, and the amount of times that we've woken up a split second before our babies or a minute before our babies, and then our babies wake up. Like, it's proof every single time that our bodies are so synced together, whether that means their breathing's changing because they're coming into an awake state or they wake up because we've woken up. But it doesn't, like, either way, you're just so connected. Yeah. And it's just wild.
Yeah, I'm like that with Olive.
Yeah, so you get it. You get it. I love that in the first episode you were like, my sister doesn't think that having a puppy is the same as having a baby, but she's wrong.
I imagine you just be like... But I'm not joking. Like,
it is like it's a close second.
It's the closest thing I can have in my life
right
now.
I just can't leave my children at home alone at any time I want to.
Yeah. I wish I didn't have to.
But I also can't lock my kids in a car like you can. So some things, you know, can't lock them in a crate.
RSPCA, just tune out. No, yeah, running into the shop, much easier. It's massive that you're doing that and you're advocating for women that can't always feel like the safety and navigating.
Sometimes I feel like it's too much though, so I need to probably just, it's one of those things that I then walk away from a conversation, I'm like, oh, that was too much.
What do you mean? Like you said too much, or?
Yeah, I don't know, I just like come across too strong and just like, this is what but like,
no,
it's
you
hard.
never do.
I think I've just been in every situation. Like I've been in a situation where my baby was bottle fed and she slept pretty well because that formula babies tend to sleep better. That's not always the case, but they tend to. And she just woke up like twice for a bottle, went back to sleep, and then by her first birthday was only waking up once, and then I was able to like cut that bottle out. But then when I tell people this, like, because I did the cry it out method with her because that's all I knew, and like science is saying don't do that because that's really like that's hard on kids, and they pretty much stop crying because they don't think you're coming, which is terrifying. You know, you don't want your kids to think that.
That's where Grace's fear of not getting picked up from school comes from.
Exactly. So like you can see how it's like progressed in her as how worried she is overnight, and she'll still come in and like
wow,
and how long she needed somebody to lay with her, and we made up for lost time, and like. And then she stopped sleeping, and then the way we handled that wasn't right. And so, like, that just makes you feel, like, horrible. But it's, like, I just have to tell, me and Dan have these conversations. It's just, like, we literally did the best we knew how to at that time. And, yes, looking back, it probably wasn't the right way to handle it. But you're still sleep deprived, and I was pregnant with Felix. Like, I was so tired when she stopped sleeping that time. But I think, like, you can do so much, and then at some point, kids still just, like, if you're not there, they know. And she knew we weren't there at 2 when she stopped sleeping. Yeah. And then with Felix, like he came out and he was breastfed, but just didn't sleep and slept okay to a certain point, and then just stopped sleeping and waking up so often. And then, so then we did the whole tongue tie thing, and like I had to sleep train him because I was comparing him to Grace's sleep, which is not how breastfed babies sleep. They just don't. They're awake more often. And I still don't know if I could have done something different, but you could ask that about any single thing any decision you make as a parent. But so like I've been through all the things, and then by Lily it was like co-sleeping is the answer for us because nothing else has ever worked, and so she's still with us, and she still also doesn't sleep that great every night, sometimes better than others, but I think it's just like that not having to constantly get up to attend to a baby, you still feel more rested. She doesn't expect us to get up and rock her, like she's just in bed and she'll just squirm around. But like it's easier because we're still just,
and it's probably she's probably getting a better rest as well because she's not getting into that stress state of, oh my gosh, why am I alone, where is my mom, like, or where's my dad, and like she's like, there's my people, what up homies,
I need some water, I don't care if it's 2:30, let's have a chat. But I should probably go get my other kids in a minute.
Wow, this has gone so fast. I'm not ready.
I know, but who's going to get my kids? And then Grace's fear is going to...
and then you have to start co-sleeping with Grace.
That's Dan's job.
All right. Well, that's all right. We'll wrap it up. Love you so much.
Love you.
See you Friday at dinner and every day until then.
Where are you playing basketball tomorrow?
Yeah. And where can people find your doula services? What's your Instagram?
Doula of Dawn is my handle and my website. And is that all I have? Instagram and website. Yep.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. Put it here, brother.